The mood is further inflamed by police brutality directed at anyone, black or white.
Selling at this point? Are you pulling the hairs out of your scalp right at this moment as Bitcoin is hitting a 30% drop, a 40% drop? Well, let me tell you to relax. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bitcoin has finally corrected, or is still going through our correction here, right? Previous videos, I've been waiting for this pullback, and finally it was here. Let me tell you something. When we was back up at 42, it felt like we was going to hit 50. Like, it felt like the engines were just not going to be turned off yet. And so I actually thought that we was going to go to 50 maybe. And so I had added a little bit more money at 50. And guess what? I should have just stuck to my guns, right? And waited as I said I was supposed to wait. But the anxiety got the best of me and we dropped. Now, did I sell? No. I know it's eventually going to go back up. I'm putting my money into Bitcoin, well, adding money into Bitcoin. So the money I just added here, I'm not planning to take that out at no time. And that's also because of taxes. I have money that I previously invested into Bitcoin when Bitcoin was down at $9,000 or lower, right? And if I need money tomorrow, I will just take money out of that, because in that older investment, I'm already in profit zone. So it doesn't even matter if Bitcoin came down 30%. I'm still up. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm trying to do is not sell, because I don't have enough Bitcoin like other players do. You know, when you invest $100 million into Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes up to $40,000, you made a chunk of money, right? And you can take money out. But when you're the little guy, right, getting in and getting out, it's not the best strategy. The best strategy is to hold until Bitcoin hits a very high level, and then you take, and I'm not at that position yet, right? And so it all depends of when you got in, when you started your journey. That's going to determine when you want to take some profit. I could have took some profit out over here at 42,000, but the reason I didn't take is because it's not a life-changing wealth yet for me, because I got into Bitcoin late, and then even though I did make money off Bitcoin, I used Bitcoin to pay off credit cards and stuff like that, which was one of the best things I ever did, because that credit card interest was just stealing and sucking the life out of me. But anyway, enough of that. We came down for the correction. Here we are. This is about a 30% correction, I believe. Let's check it out. So here goes the top. We come down here. Just about 30% correction, just about. So I'm usually Bitcoin, that's what usually it has. 30% corrections, 40% correction. That is the average that Bitcoin has. And we was waiting for this because the RSI indicator was very high. So don't panic sell. This is natural. This is going to happen. Maybe you got in for the first time at 40,000 and now you see it coming crashing down and you're ready to take your money out. Do not take your money out. You're going to make the same mistake I made. Just be patient, okay? Just be patient. This is natural. We took off so high that it was inevitable that we was going to come down. Now, at the RSI, we're close to 50 on the RSI. Remember, this usually has to hit 30 at some point, right? Doesn't mean it always happens, but the probabilities are always there, and at some point it will come down to 30. It might be now. So now that we are at 30,000, what I'm looking for to see is, are we going to hold above this 26 exponential moving average that we have here? Or are we still going to go down a bit further? I do not see Bitcoin coming down below 20,000. Now, most of the time when you watch these charts, from the place it took off, a lot of times, and in the stock market, you'll see the same thing. A lot of times, once we take off on that big parabolic move, we tend to come right back down to where we took off at. Why that happens, I don't know. But when you look at charts after charts after charts, you'll see that same pattern play itself out over and over again. Doesn't always happen that way, but the probabilities of it are there, right? So we got to keep that in mind. So the worst case scenario I see is that we come back at 20,000. If we come back at 20,000, I doubt we're going to go under that. That's where would be the best time to buy. And if we come back at 20,000, I think the RSI will finally hit 30. And so that would be, I think, the best case scenario for me to buy. The problem is that I don't have a crystal ball, and so I don't know if it's going to come down to 20,000, right? It may come down to 28,000. It may come down to 24,000 and hit 30 and then go back up. One thing's for certain, Bitcoin is going to go back up at some point. Do not let the FOMO that's going to kick in, or the FUD, should I say, about Bitcoin crashing to zero and all that. We've been hearing that now for 12 years, okay? Bitcoin just proved every bear out there wrong when it hit 42,000. That means that if you ever bought Bitcoin in the previous years, you was at profit zone, right? So people are just taking profits. That's all they're doing. You need to be patient. You just got in. You need to be patient and wait your turn. So when you get in the profit zone, then you take your money out. If you're a believer that Bitcoin is going to hit 100,000, then we're very early in this bull run here, right? This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So right now, I'm watching it. I'm about to add some more money. If I add money here at 30,000, it's not a bad idea. And that I might do, right? So I'll add a little bit more money here at 30,000, not too much. And then I'm going to wait. And if it comes down to 20,000, I'll add more money at 20,000. Those will be my two next points that I'm going to be watching. I add here 30 or here 20. Once we go back up, I am not going to add more money until, I don't know, until I figure it out and watch the chart to see what's going on. Right now, my targets to buy the dip is going to be here, 30, because we're hitting the 26 exponential moving average, so we might consolidate in the $30,000 range, and I think actually that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to maybe hang around 30,000 for a little while. And if we break under that, we may see 20,000. Who knows? I'm not sure. But Bitcoin is not going to go back down to $3,000. Bitcoin is not going to go back down to $5,000. Too many people have flooded the gates with millions of dollars in the last year for Bitcoin to go crashing down all the way down there. You got to remember, all those institutional money buying that just went in for tax purposes, if they want to get the capital gains where they tax them the less amount of money, they have to hold for a year. So if they just got in, they have no intentions of getting out at least for a year. Okay? So this is normal. This happens in every market. You have the corrections. Whenever you have a blow off top like you had, you're going to have a correction. That does not mean that we're going to go down to zero and we're going to crash and it's over for Bitcoin and I told you so. No, don't buy into any of that, because when Bitcoin goes back up, you're going to say to yourself, oh, why did I sell? Why did I sell? And I'm telling you from experience, don't do it. Right now, you can see we're kind of like bouncing. We had a previous bounce here, red candlestick. We had a second bounce here in the $30,000 range. And so that's what I'm saying. We're probably going to be here for a little while, and I'm just going to watch. I'm either, at some point, I'm either going to add a little more money right now, right? Or I'll wait to see what's going to happen and add some money down at 20,000. At either case, I added money up here at the top anyway, so I really don't need to buy anything more, but I will add a little tiny more in this section here. If you can see, we're going up 32. It keeps fluctuating. Let's just look at the 1 hour chart real quick. I know people are panicking. No need to panic. Hourly chart, we're ready for a bounce. Hourly chart. So as soon as this video is done, I'll probably go on over and buy a little more Bitcoin. So hourly chart, we're ready for a bounce, right? You can see the bounce there happening. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we're ready for a bounce as well on the 4-hour chart. So I'm expecting here in this range, 30,000 somewhere to be. You need to watch it very closely. Okay, this is the time when you're really supposed to be buying Bitcoin, is around this range. And so we're in the middle of the RSI, which we still have room to the 30, down to the 30 RSI, right? But it's a good time for me, in my opinion, for me to either buy here or buy here and then buy again down here around 20,000, right? And so this way, if it doesn't come down to 20,000, at least I bought a little more here. And if it does come down to 20,000, I'll just buy a little more. That means I'll have even more Bitcoin. And when this finally shoots up to the to Mars, I'll definitely, because my Bitcoin account was looking really good at $42,000. I can imagine how it's gonna look at $100,000. All right, and that's what I'm trying to reach for, is $100,000. And once it gets to $100,000, I'll just take some off the table just so I could buy a few things, and then I'll leave the rest in there so that it could continue to grow and wait for the next correction that's gonna come after that. I seen one chart that somebody put up on Twitter where there was about 30% corrections in the last Bitcoin bull run. So this is what I'm saying. This is normal. Do not panic sell. You should check out that video of Coinbase, of Coinbros, by the fucking dip. It's a good video. Check that out. Anyway, short update. Just letting you know, do not panic sell. If anything, you should be buying the dip. Crypto 38 here.
Uh-oh. Here comes the Badger blimp.
We'd better get out of here in a hurry.
Switch to secret hyperjets.
Switching to secret hyperjets.
Buckle up back there. We're going into hyperactive.
We're closing in on them, sir. In less than a minute, Lone Star will be ours.
Good. Prepare to attack.
Prepare to attack!
On the count of 3. 1, 2...